saw Keke Palmer's latest video of her being on a podcast talking about successful women dating men that earn less than them. And y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think of this whole situation. Because, baby, it's a lot to unpack. Let's get into it.
Nobody cares when a man finds his woman under a bridge.
No, I live for Stedman, but you know that Stedman has for many decades been the butt of jokes.
Yeah, because of gender rules.
Yes.
People feel like because she's Oprah Winfrey, who did y'all want her to be with, Barack Obama? That doesn't make sense, guys. I mean, I feel like that's the weird thing about powerful women, what we're left with. So I'm supposed to find love, but he's got to have a certain amount of money, but at the same time, I got to still be like... Guys, what's going on here? Why am I... Nobody cares when a man finds his woman under a bridge. No one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares. And I frankly don't care if that's who you love, that's who you love. Why do we have to deal with that?
Yes.
That to me makes no sense. I ain't never... Look, my daddy told me a man needs to treat you right. He needs to handle and service you in whatever way you need service. Let me tell you one thing that Keke don't need.
Money.
From nobody. Now, if you want to give a little something and get my nails done, something cute,
but
I'm
shouldn't
fine
they
with
do
it.
that? But shouldn't they make that effort,
Yeah.
Keke?
But you might still look like Stedman to the world, and that's a great role.
And that's a great role.
Because if I was married to, I was with Oprah Winfrey.
Hey, you just be sitting up there waiting.
Chilling.
Yeah,
and Stedman, by the way, Stedman's esteemed.
Yeah.
Stedman has a whole career. He's just not Oprah.
Yeah.
So the fact that how dare people compare you to your lover?
Yeah.
I hate that Oprah had to endure that.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate that she had to endure that.
It's
I hate
true.
that Stedman had to endure that. And that's why I said what I said, because you had a good role. You were supposed to be my Stedman.
Yes.
Come on.
He was.
When I played that for my dad said, yeah, because why did he want to be Stedman?
I agree with her to a certain extent, and I'm going to explain why. Now, my personal opinion is I need to be with a man that has a plan. I cannot date a man that has no plan, no future, and he's not working towards something. Because when you get to a certain age, 30 and up, it doesn't matter if you don't have a college degree, but you need to be doing something. Whether you are working in an office job or construction, something, because we're getting older, we're not getting younger. Something that should be discussed in the dating phase. I know that finances is a taboo topic to talk about, but it is one of the most important things to talk about before you guys move forward being boyfriend and girlfriend, because you need to know, how does that person handle finances? How does that person handle situations when they're low on finances? How do they manage their money to plan for vacations, date nights, bills, things of that nature? Like, you need to know if this person has a gambling problem before you get married. You need to know if they have certain addictions to things that they must do. Like, you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you can't get out of this situation. So once you add children in the equation, it's not about you, it's not about him, it's about the child. Then in Keke's situation, like, you have to reevaluate life, you got to change some things about life for the sake of the relationship, that maybe a child might make the relationship better, but then it either makes you guys worse or it draws you closer. Like, everybody's situation is different. For Keke Palmer is a millionaire and she's successful, she's young, she's been working since she was 12 years old. So the way that she thinks about finances and how to take care of a man is going to be different from a woman that works 9 to 5. Like, there's some women that have the mentality of, okay, I work a 9 to 5, I work 5 days a week. My man is obligated to pay for my hair and nails. Whereas Keke mentioned in the video, she's like, he doesn't have to supply me extra money. It would be nice, but he doesn't have to. And I just personally feel like, in my personal opinion, I agree with Keke. Like, if you have the financial stability to take care of yourself, it would be nice for a guy to pay for your hair, to pay for your nails. But in actuality, he's not going to be able to do all that because he just got done paying his bills. And then that's when you guys got to have a conversation. If you guys are not living together, if you guys are separate, hey, if we do end up living together, how are we going to do bills? Are we doing 50-50? We doing 80-20? 70-30? Because finances is one of the top things that lead in divorce, because people do not have the honest conversation of, how do you pay for bills? How do you handle stressful situations if you are low on money? Are you going to be open and honest with me when you're low on money? And can you come to me if I need to borrow money? Like, finances is a very big topic. A lot of people try to not even talk about it, but I highly recommend that you guys talk about it in the dating stage. Like, you don't want to wait until you're engaged to talk about finances. You don't want to wait until you move in together to talk about finances. Y'all need to talk about finances while y'all separated, because once you put your name on that lease, that's it. Like, you guys have a buying contract to do the bills, whatever. Like, that's stuff that y'all need to have a sit down and talk about. Another thing that I want to mention that she said in the video, when a man dates below himself, nobody talks about it. But when a woman is successful and she dates below her standards, then everybody feels like she is selling herself short. But I personally feel like that is a double standard, because at the end of the day, that is that person's relationship. Like, I don't know their history. And as long as that person is not putting any hurt, harm, or danger, then it's really none of our business, you know, being friends of a person that is dating somebody, whether that person makes more or less. As long as that person is treating your friend right, then that's all that matters at the end of the day. I recommend taking a day out the week that is not a date night, just a day that if there's something bothering you, if there's something that you want to address, if you're too angry in the moment to talk about it, then y'all need to set a day to be like, okay, every Wednesday or every Thursday, we need to talk about our issues. We're not going to talk about it on that day, but we're not going to go to bed angry. And, you know, we can either save it for another day, we can talk about it now, but once we talk about this issue, we never bring it up again. And I think that's what people get mixed up, because you say, you know, we are gonna dead this issue, we're never gonna talk about it again, but then in the heat of a different argument, you bring up something from the past. And then to me, that is being petty, because if you really love that person, you wouldn't keep bringing up stuff from their past. You would try to move forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to make sure whoever you get involved with, whether it's romantically, friendships, that this person is a solid person, and that's somebody that you can trust, because you don't want to put yourself in a situation that's going to put you in harm's way, or even worse, debt. That concludes today's video. I just want to thank you guys so much for taking the time of watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think of today's topic. And you are financially stable in your relationship, would you date somebody that make the same amount as you, less as you, or above? Or you just don't talk about finances with your partner at all? Let's talk about it in the comment section. See you next time. Peace.